Don't count out Casey Drake in that 87. He's right.
One more lap to go here at Indy. He ran him all the way from 3 seconds back. 2 laps to go. Oh, Aldo gets spun. Oh, Matthew gets the apron around the Strexler. He spins right from the back. Huge wreck. The 2 flies up in the air. It's 3 wide. Oh, what a move by Derek. He wants to go.
Tries to send him up the hill, but can't quite do it.
Now between the two is 2 car lengths. Too little too late for Derek on Smith. Oh, clapping gets third! Clapping gets third! Oh my gosh! Side by side, 3 wide at the wire! We welcome you all here live here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway, Homestead 100 for the iSCAR JPGS Graphics Truck Series Round 20. And here we are at the finale, and oh boy, there's a lot of tension between 4 drivers to duke it out for 67 laps. We're going to find out of who one of those 4 are going to come out on top as the championship here for tonight. So, my name is Ezekiel Reyes.
I'm Benjamin White. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. We got a full field tonight, so we're going to see a lot of action as well as, inside of that, a battle for the championship.
All right, we'll take a look at our point standings right in front of your screen to see who these championship 4 are. And right at the top 4, Charlie Byer, Michael DeMaggio, Malachi Drake, and Ryan Kendrick. All 4 of those drivers are going to be duking it out for the championship. Oh boy, there's a lot of tension between those 4. I wonder who's going to come up that top. Go ahead and pull up our ticker as we see these drivers take laps around the racetrack. We're going to go ahead and pull up race analysis here on the the right-hand side of the screen to see on how this race will pan out here for tonight. 67 laps, 100.5 miles going to be ran here for tonight. Pit road speed is 50. Fuel window should be around 17 to 21 laps, so we should see about a 2-stop race from this point forward. Track facts on the left-hand side of the screen. Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway. The track banking is 18 to 20. Obviously located here in Homestead, Florida, the United States of America. 4 turns, 1 in each corner. Configuration on the oval. And oh boy, I am really, really excited to find out on who's going to come out up top here for this one.
Yeah, really excited for tonight's race, and one advantage that some people have, if you ran the Road to Pro race this past Tuesday, you have a little bit of experience here at this track,
right.
So that's also a bonus if you ran Road to Pro. You can possibly take the information you learned there and maybe apply it to this race. You see Logan Clampett here on the top of the board in practice. We always expect him to be fast, and he's showing it now.
Yeah, definitely. Logan, of course, one of the, I was about to say peak antifreeze drivers, but now it's called the the Coca-Cola series. Here in that number 44, he's here for tonight, so glad to see that number 44 out on the racetrack. We're gonna go ahead and drag in some drivers for some interviews here for tonight. We'll go ahead and try to get all our top 4 in here, and one of them going to in. We're going to go ahead and slide in that number 7. Charlie Byer into the booth. Car. Yeah, it's an amazing looking car. I love the paint scheme on it. But that number 7 going to be competing for a championship here tonight. Hey, Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. I know there's a lot of tension here. What are you feeling right now?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed in the mind right now. You know, right now, I'm not really showing the speed that I wanted to, and you know, I guess we'll just have to qualify and see where we stack up against these guys.
I know, of course, a full field here for tonight. It's crazy. Everybody's going to be all over each other for this championship. You against Malachi Drake, Michael DeMaggio, and Ryan Kendrick. What's your plan to beat them for tonight?
Yeah, I know this track is all about track position, and there's not really a lot of room to pass, so we'll just do our best to qualify as high as possible and maintain and gain pretty much. That's kind of been the strategy the entire season, so it's worked out for us before, and we'll see if we can pull it off again, I guess.
All right, man. 10-4, Charlie Bauer, gonna currently 21st in practice. We'll go ahead and see you around. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to go ahead and thank you here for tonight?
Yeah, 408 Racing, the usual. I want to thank Ritwick for putting this paint together. It looks really nice, and Dario, Kiola, Ryan, all those guys, Side Drafting Productions. It's been a fun season, so I think we're ready to pull it off.
All right, man. 10-4, Charlie Bauer is currently running 22nd in practice. Good luck for the race, man.
Thank you.
That was Charlie Bauer in the number 7 machine. We'll go ahead and drag him out of the booth and drag in another person of Dog's Choice. Go ahead, drag whoever.
I'm going to drag in Garrett Hess. Garrett Hess, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I do.
So you're coming into your final race of the season, and what do you feel about your chances to get a good finish tonight?
I don't have any hopes. This car feels like booty cheeks, dude.
Oh.
It gets so tight in 1 and 2, and it's fine in 3 and 4, but it's 1 and 2 where it's just awful.
Is it a tight condition or is it super loose?
Like, it's incredibly tight. If
man.
anyone did the most recent C-Fix Auto Club week, imagine the tightness of that, and that's 1 and 2 of Homestead, and then 3 and 4 is just kind of loose.
So kind of bipolar handling out there.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck in the race. Hopefully you can make it through all of the chaos. Obviously, we got 43 cars that are going to be going out on the track, so good luck.
All right.
That was
Garrett Hess.
And the number 86. And we're going to go ahead and drag in another driver. Into the booth goes that number 42, Peter Ken. Hey, Kenny, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Kenny, currently you're running 31st in practice right now. I see you're reckoning
Yeah.
1, unfortunately. Kenny, what do you feel about your chances here for tonight?
Well, I'm just going to take what I learned from C-Fix a couple weeks ago and try to apply that to this race today.
All right, man. 10-4. You got any people you're working with here for tonight?
Well, Nick Miller bet that I'm going to get a top 10, so I'm going to try to fulfill his bet and see if I can get a top 10. I got a top 10 at Chicago in the Xfinity Series, so try to capitalize on that, getting a top 10.
All right, 10-4. Peter Kenny is trying to go ahead and carry his momentum from Chicagoland. Good luck for the race, man.
Thank you.
Peter Kenny in the number 42. We'll go ahead. I guess I'll go ahead and drag in another person.
All right, I want to interview Mitch Hobbs. Mitch Hobbs, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
All right, so it looks like you're in the session right now, 18th in practice. Not bad. You're ahead of a couple of championship drivers there. How do you feel about the handling of your truck?
Homestead's a very interesting track. It's pretty easy to drive, but it's very hard to perfect. I got a good bit of experience here, and so far, it's actually felt pretty good compared to past times. Car is definitely a little snug, but that's just something you gotta kind of get used to. And I could definitely drive it into 3 a bit harder than I'm used to, so still trying to adapt, just gonna try to find some long run speed and, see what happens.
All right, man. Yeah, we hope we get some long runs in this race. Obviously, we don't want this to be a wreck fest, so good luck out there.
Alright, thank you very much.
That was Mitch Hobbs. So we're going to continue to interview some drivers.
Actually, before we do, we're gonna go over our track conditions as of right now. We're under the moon here for tonight. Track conditions looking fairly cool. Track temp 83 degrees. Air temperature is actually 79, so we should see the track temp cool down more as this session progresses on. Humidity at 1%, wind strong gust going east, and currently partly cloudy skies right now, but it wouldn't matter since there's no sun out. So with a cold track, that's probably why all these drivers are experiencing some tight conditions. And we're going to go ahead and see where the Championship 4 is currently out on the racetrack. I know one of them is Charlie Byer. He was trying to find his number currently because there's so many people on this list. There he is in 17th place. Byer, of course, one of the final 4 contenders coming in here for tonight. There he is right in front of your screen. He's going to be in the number 7 Toyota Tundra. And for this one, for the 67 lapper, we're going to go ahead and try to find another Final 4 contender. There he is, right behind that number 7. Is that number 65, Ryan Kendrick? One of the drivers who just came off of... Actually, yeah, he did come off of a win, but it was not in the truck series. It was in the Xfinity series at ISM. Excuse me, Phoenix. But that number 65 has 1 win in the books. It came at Daytona. Has yet to return to victory lane. So that 65, very hungry for a trophy here for tonight. Go ahead and try to find another contender. I'll try to find the number 3 of Michael DiMaggio. There he is. He's currently not on the racetrack as of right now, but that number 3, Michael DiMaggio, one of the final 4 contenders here for tonight. There he is right in front of your screen, getting himself out on the racetrack. DiMaggio, boy, it's been a while since that number 3 has been in victory lane. It's been ever since September of 2017 was the last time he was in iSCAR victory lane. So that 3, with a chance to win a championship here for tonight, he will be hungry as ever.
Yeah, I think he's coming in as the underdog tonight. So, yeah, he's got a lot of people rooting for him, especially on the side of his team and, of course, everybody that's known him for years.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, an iSCAR veteran, has ran multiple times in this league. I don't know how many starts he has in total, but that number 3, it's been a while since he's been in victory lane. Today's his chance. He's currently in 21st in practice, but in 20th is that number 90 of Malachi Drake. He too. It's been a while since he's been in victory lane. The last time he was in victory lane came in the iSCAR Bronze Series at USA. That number 90 coming in here as a Final 4 contender. He's made, I think, 2 Final 4s. In iSCAR, I think it was this series and looks to be the Cup Series as well. So that number 90 looking to pick up a bit of extra cash here for tonight.
Yeah, that's another driver I feel like is coming in as an underdog, but obviously he's been very consistent all season. That's how he made it to the Final 4, and we'll just have to see. Can he step up to the plate?
Yeah, you're right. If you have to step up to the plate, it's now. And one of those Final 4, after 67 laps, is going to walk out as champion here tonight. What you think of all these drivers' chances here?
I see Ryan Kendrick as the favorite. He has 2 wins on the season. Those came at Daytona and Dover. And I feel like he is, well, of course, the quickest of our Final 4 right now, but I feel like he will be the favorite tonight. But Charlie Byer, of course, with 3 wins on the season. Those are at Talladega, Las Vegas, as well as Charlotte. Very good on 1.5 miles, so we'll have to see if he can apply that to this racetrack. And then, of course, the underdogs, I see Malachi Drake and Michael DiMaggio. They're going to need a little bit more help to get into the championship spot, but I feel like all 4 of them are capable.
Right, definitely. Out of all those 4 drivers, who do you think is going to win for this for tonight?
I got the 65 of Ryan Kendrick. Just has had an unbelievable iSCAR season. Out of all this series, he's made all 3 series Final 4s, which is just an incredible accomplishment for this league. The only person to ever be able to do that. So, making history in this league, and let's see if he can come out with at least one of the 3 championships, if not more.
My pick is going to be on that number 7 to Charlie Byer. You see him right on the trial. I mean, not the trial, excuse me. On the front stretch. That number 7 to Charlie. He's won multiple times on a 1.5 mile track. Here we are on a 1.5 mile track, and I'm sure as ever that number 7 is going to be contending toward the front, and most likely going to walk out here as the championship, but as champion. But we'll have to find out if that 7 can perform here tonight. Currently running 19th in practice as right now.
And another thing I want to say, qualifying coming up in a couple minutes is going to be very important for 2 reasons. One, if you qualify good, you won't be back in traffic. And the second reason is pit stalls. You're going to want a stall that's either closer to the entrance of pit road or closer to the exit of pit road. You don't want to be one that's in between because your visibility can be really messed up, especially with the full field. You got 43 pit boxes in there. You're going to have to find your own. But, of course, several reasons why qualifying is important. We're about to see that in just a couple minutes.
Currently topping the charts as of right now, the number 44, Logan Clampett, is in first. Keaton Jones in second place. Chase Bonser and in number 81, of course, we talked about him making his return out here tonight. That number 81 is third. The number 41 of Christopher Wow is in fourth place. The number 20 of Andy McDowell, he's yet to see victory lane in that number 20. And tonight's the night for that number 20 to take that checkered flag. He's currently running fifth in practice. We're going to scoot ourselves to the side as practice finally expires. And go ahead and salute our nation's colors. Rise out, remove your hats as we stand up for the national anthem. We're back here live for the iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series here for the Homestead 100. Going to find out who's going to come out on top as the champion. 67 laps at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Currently under qualifying conditions as these drivers try to log their fastest too. On the racetrack, currently watching that number 7, Charlie Byer, scoot himself around this 1.5 mile oval. Into turn 3 and 4 he goes. Currently running 6th as of right now, the highest out of all the final four contenders. But looks like the 7 just hit the wall, and that's the highest I'll be. But we'll go ahead and try to find some other drivers out on the racetrack. The 65, Ryan Kendrick, there he is, currently 9th. He scoots himself right up off the corner. Clampett tops the charts.
Wow. That's not a surprise, but he just put a 10th on everybody there. How about Glenn Bundren slotting in 3rd? Great lap.
Now the man who won Auto Club in an amazing fashion, that number 98. The man who conserved as much fuel as he could. But that number 98 in victory lane, you see him currently in 3rd. And the 65, Ryan Kendrick, is qualified in 6th place. Currently our highest out of the 4 chasers. Malachi Drake currently working himself around the racetrack. That number 90 works itself into 1 and 2. I think he's actually logged in his fastest too, so Malachi currently placed in 13th as of right now. There's that number 3, Michael DeMaggio.
Yeah, not really finding the speed that he really wants here in qualifying. He's up to 22nd now, but he's 4 tenths off of the pole right now, which is held by Logan Clampett. Not surprising there. How about Scott Yost up in 6th? So we got some pretty surprising drivers up here in this top 10. You see Chase Bonser, a guy who is making his return to iSCAR after a long time being absent. Right now, 3rd on the charts.
Yeah, the last time that number 81 was in victory lane was all the way in the in this series, in the iSCAR Truck Series, came at Kansas. So he beat out Ryan Berry in a one-lap shootout in that 81. Took it to victory lane. Looking to get another victory here for tonight.
Aaron Mulrooney is going to put it on the outside of the front row provisionally here, up to second. Man, heck of a lap by Logan Clampett to put that on the pole right there right now.
Of course, that number 44 knows the ins and outs of this sim. Puts it on top, no surprise, but that number 2, Mulrooney, scoots himself off the corner. We'll have to see if he's going to beat his lap, and across the wire he goes. Looks like no, he's actually going to drop to third as the number 41, Christopher Weil, is going to scoot himself into second place. And he's within the 10th mark of that number 44.
Yep, really good lap by the 41, showing himself as a possible threat to Logan Clampett here, maybe for this race win. But of course, we got 67 laps to figure this out.
Right, definitely. Currently watching that number 3, Michael DiMaggio. He's already logged his fastest too. Currently sitting 26th. That is not a great qualifying time by that number 3. He's going to be jammed all the way back where that big pack is going to be floating around most of this race.
Yep, I also want to give a shout out to Kenneth Bueno, who is right now 9th on the charts. Great qualifying effort for the 117, who doesn't really race often, but showing himself as a pretty fast driver here tonight.
Alright, as time expires, that'll be it for qualifying. Congratulations to the number 44, Logan Clampett, to top the charts and win the iSCAR pole for the Homestead 100. Remember, no bonus points are going to be handed out here for tonight for all the chasers, so if you do lead the most laps and come up short, well, that's tough luck. You're not going to be crowned as a champion. It's whoever one of those 4 finishes in front will be the champion. And here we go for the starting order right in front of your screen. Congratulations to Logan Clampett and that number 44 and that number 41, Christopher Weil on row number 1.
Starting in row 2, Aaron Mulrooney Jr. and Keaton Jones will be 2nd and 3rd, or 3rd and 4th.
Row number 3 going to consist of that number 81, a Chase Bonser, and the 98, a Glenn Bundren in the 6th spot.
Derek M. Smith, Scott Yost on row 4. Good qualifying effort for Yost, and unfortunately Derek Smith got eliminated last week after a devastating turn of events there.
Rounding out the final row is going to be Nick Miller and Kenneth Bueno. Of course, you would talk about that 117, rounding himself out inside that top 10 area. The rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find the final 4, and hopefully they'll come out as a champion. We'll go ahead and take a look at a couple of names that are notified. You see there, number 65, Ryan Kendrick, is going to be starting in 13th.
Yep, Andy McTavish showed a lot of speed in practice. 15th starting spot for him. Malachi Drake and Charlie Byer, 2 championship contenders on the same row there in row number 9. Hunter Rupp in his debut starts 20th, so good, pretty decent qualifying run there. Michael Bianchini starting 23rd. Michael DiMaggio, the final of our championship 4, will start in 26th tonight, so he'll need to pick it up. Brandon Warwas on row 14 there with Derek Newsom. You got Josh Patterson in the 29th starting spot tonight. A big field, full field tonight, and the first driver not take a time was Casey Drake, and you see the rest of these rows are going to be sorted here off of iRating. So David B. Smith, and it looks like Brandon Sampson will round out the field here tonight.
Race analysis is going to be shown on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. We welcome you all viewers from all sorts of places here for the 67 lapper. 100.5 miles going to be ran here for tonight's no stages. Pit road speed is 50 miles per hour, and the fuel window is 17 to 21 laps. A relatively small window. That'll mean these drivers will have to pit at least twice here for this one. Oh boy. I'm nervous. Are you nervous?
Well, I'm just excited to close this season out. We've had a very good season for iSCAR, probably the best that we've ever had. So
right.
Just with all the new drivers and all the talent that this league has gained here, with some really good rookies. Of course, Ryan Kendrick and Charlie Byer, 2 rookies here in this Final 4 that have just shown to be very strong drivers all season.
We're going to find out on who's going to be crowned champion. Charlie Byer, Michael DiMaggio, Malachi Drake, Ryan Kendrick. Your final 4 as the 44, Logan Clampett, will lead it. Coming to the green flag. 67 laps going to be logged into the booth. We're green here at Homestead.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Clampett gets the jump as they go to the start-finish line. You see the drivers already looking for the inside of the racetrack. That's going to be the preferred line here as they go into turn number 1.
Everybody files down right up against that white line. They fan out looking 3 wide right behind. We're on there. That number 66, Derek M. Smith, is working himself around. Going to go double wide for, it looks like, 3rd place as the 2 of Aaron Mulrooney and Keaton Jones going to duke it out hand in hand into turn number 3. But leading lap number 1 looks to be the number 44, Logan Clampett.
Yep, no surprise there, but Christopher Wells not letting him get away here. As they go out on the front straightaway, it looks like Chris will actually get to his inside, so we have a battle for the lead here. Logan Clampett on the outside, Christopher Weil on the inside. They go to turn number 1, side by side. You've got 2 rows of side by side up front, and then Chase Bonser looking on in 5th.
We'll go ahead and scroll back to where our championship contender, that number 65, is roaming around. You see that 65, currently your championship leader. As of right now, he's trying to hold off that number 90 of Malachi Drake, who's 2 positions right behind him, 15th place. He's currently fighting out that number 7 of Charlie Byer, who's also a Final Four contender. We work ourselves to the front straightaway, though. That number 41 is in the lead.
An impressive pass here for Christopher, as he's a new member of 408, it looks like, at the end here of the season, and he will show a great strength here as he takes the lead, and he's trying to pull away now from Logan Clampett. Keaton Jones not letting him go either.
Work themselves into 3 and 4, and all these drivers trying to stack right against that inside line as we get a blimp view. Look at the side-by-side racing right behind the 81 and 2. Gonna go hand in hand down on the front straightaway. My goodness, they were close and just about dooring each other into 3 and 4, but luckily no contact being made here on this early portion of the night's race.
Yep, Derek M. Smith looking on at that, and also Glenn Bundren, who's hanging on to this pack right now. So impressive early run for the 98 truck. Look at Kenneth Bueno's paint scheme, a Miami-themed paint scheme here at Homestead. I love that truck. And he's running in 8th right now. Really good early run.
Let's go to the back of the field as we're going to have a fight for this Final Four here in just a moment. Look at that, 13th, 14th, and 15th place are all Final Four contenders. The 65 of Ryan Kendrick, though, he is long gone away from that number 90 of Malachi Drake. He's just about a whole turn ahead of where that number 90 is, but he's getting a mirror full of that number 7 of Charlie Byer.
Yeah, for some of these people, I would say saving tires, especially for a long run, may be what their priority is right now. Of course, it doesn't matter where you run on lap 5 of 67 in this race for the championship 4 contender. It matters on where you're running on lap 67 of 67 at the end. So they got a lot of time left, and we'll see what their strategy is. Will they conserve tires? Will they push hard? Those questions are to be answered if we get a long run.
Battle for this 2nd place of the championship. The 7 of Charlie Byer going to make room for the inside. Attempt to clear the number 90. Looks like he cannot, but he will have the preferred line coming into 3 and 4. You saw a bit of contact right there toward the rear of this shot. That number 51 and 61, Hunter Rupp, Liam Sheen. Both of them just about turned each other. Hunter Rupp making his first start here tonight in the iSCAR Racing Series in that number 61 truck.
Yep, currently in the top half of the field, so a good showing early for this rookie driver here. You see Marshall Ryder takes a look to the inside. Of course, that inside is the preferred groove, but it looks like he will be able to get under Hunter as he went a little wide there. They get really close off turn 2, but it looks like Ryder will have the advantage heading into turn number 3.
All eyes peelers aim ourselves to the front of the field. Number 44, Logan Clampett, has retaken the lead from that number 41, Christopher Weil. And he has a mirror full of that number 77 to Keaton Jones. They work themselves into 1 and 2. Looks like it's just a top 3 pull away as of right now as everybody tries to get in pace for tonight's race.
Get about a lap truck up there. You see him. Oh, they're all coming off turn number 2 right now.
Looks to be the number 80 of James Youngman. Currently sitting 41st as of right now, trying to keep himself on the lead lap. Started from the pits.
One driver did not start the race at all. That was Jackson Menchu. Cade McKee right now is the only truck a lap down. I'm not sure if he started from the pits or whatever, but he is a lap down. There's Sean Leeser in the 67, another returning driver here tonight. He hasn't been around in a while, and here he is in the 67.
There's good stuff through in 1 and 2, and of course, I think that 67 is on proximity. I'm not sure, but he's having a nice run as of right now in 12th.
Kendrick still up front in our championship battle. See him in the 65, but Charlie Byer and Malachi Drake not letting them get too far away right now. But if I'm those two, I'm saving tires right now. That's going to be my shot. You make Ryan Kendrick maybe push his stuff, and you'll be coming up and maybe passing him if they get a long run.
Scroll all the way back to our 4th championship contender, trying to keep himself out of harm's way. That number 3, Amaka DiMaggio, is all the way back in 37th. He's currently hand in hand with that number 26 of, looks like that's Dylan Basin, as he scoots himself to the inside the 3, trying to keep himself out of early trouble here on lap number 10.
Yeah, I think that's by design there. I don't think Michael DiMaggio is so off the pace that he's dropping that much. I think that's by design, just staying out of harm's way. He's expecting a little bit of a crapshoot here, but right now, long run to start this race. Logan Clampett currently not getting too far away from Keaton Jones right now. Great early run for the 77.
Now that number 77, Keaton, looks like that draft just playing a bit of an effect. We're going to find out on what the timing interval is on the bottom right, at the bottom of your screen. Last time by, Logan Clampett hit a 32.983, and that time by Keaton hit a 32.885. So Keaton looking a bit stronger than that number 44.
Yeah, I'm impressed by some of these guys that are able to keep him right in front of him on the windshield. So for Keaton Jones, this has to be a little bit of a confidence booster. Christopher Wild too, both being able to hang on to Logan Clampett's pace right now. As you see, Aaron Maroney, Chase Bonser, Derek Smith also able to do this as well. As you see, Glenn Bunch's falling back a little bit from the 7th spot. As you see, he's about to get challenged now by Kenneth Bueno for that position.
Bueno scoots himself to the inside, but that 98 is going to hold himself strong on that high side. They go side by side down the back. Right behind, that's the number 9 of Nick Miller, the number 20 of Andy McDowell, rounding out the top 10, 11th. And that number 67 is semi-jammed. I wouldn't say jammed anywhere. He's sort of on an island of his own, leading a pack of 4. Right behind, you see 2 championship contenders, the 65, and that number 7 to Charlie Byer, who's actually scooted himself closer to that number 65. So we might have a swap for the championship lead here in just a moment.
Yep, Scott Yost right in the middle of those two, though. Great early run for Scott. He's fallen back a couple positions from his starting spot, but right now 13th, not bad, as he's coming off a couple of third-place finishes here in the Super Late Model Series, so his confidence as a driver also has to be up.
Scoot themselves down onto the front straightaway. Everybody now ranged. They have spread themselves all the way to 14 seconds, all the way back to the number 87 to Casey Drake, who finds the outside wall. Work herself to the front, the number 80 of James Youngman. Keeping himself ahead of that number 44, but 44 might press that horn and move that number 80 out of the way. Looks like 80 is going to scoot himself low, or I guess not. He's trying to keep himself on the lead lap.
Yeah, I think he'll just give way to the high side soon. As you see now, he goes high. Logan Clampett will go to the inside to go by, as well as the rest of these guys behind. Keaton Jones, Christopher Weil, and it looks like... Oh, we got Nick Miller wrecking. Watch out, guys. Miller saves it, and no caution. So tough break for Nick Miller early in this race, but he will be able to keep going. Not a whole lot of damage to the 9, but he'll lose a ton of positions.
We're going to find out what happened to that number 9 and Nick Miller right in turns 1 and 2, and it seems as though it wasn't his fault as he scooted themselves through. I think the 117. Oh, that's fairly close contact. You see the 20, Andy McDowell. Oh my gosh, so close, and that was right in front of the championship 4.
Yeah, so they did a good job avoiding it, but you see Charlie just passed up Ryan for that lead in a championship. So the 7 goes by. He is now your current championship leaders. You see they are going to lap past James Youngman pretty quickly now.
Yep, that new championship leader, that number 70, took advantage of all the commotion up front and gunned for it under that number 65 of Ryan Kendrick. And now Charlie Byer, the man who's sitting on the throne as of right now, currently sitting in 12th.
Yeah, for somebody who was not really optimistic about his speed, he's obviously showing a bunch right now. He just got past Ryan Kendrick, is now starting to put a little gap on him now, as you see 2 PPM trucks right in front of him. Those are Glenn Bundren and Andy McDowell battling for a position. We're in the top 10 here, as Andy will go to the inside. Looks like he'll have the edge in it.
Now with these 2 cars, two trucks running side by side right in front of this number 7 of Byer, I'd keep myself a bit of distance. As looks like the 7's going to be aggressive and scoot himself to the inside of that number 98, Glenn Bundren. Bundren's going to make a way. Bundren's going to make a way for that number 7 to scoot himself ahead, and that'll put a truck between him and that number 65, Ryan Kendrick. So Fire scoots himself inside that top 10, but he's sort of sandwiched there as McDowell looked like he checked up in the middle of the corner, and he's going side by side with the 117.
Yep, got a car pulling off the pit there. Glenn is in. We know he's very savvy with the pit strategies, and he will be the first one in. Looks like as we see other cars coming in, looks like that might be Shane Demandova in the Evo SimSport truck back there making a pit stop.
You could stretch all the fuel window, I think, to 21 to 23-ish laps, so I'd expect some of these drivers to stretch it just a bit longer so they can make it on just 2 stops. But as of right now, that number 44 has yet to hit pit road. Scoots himself to the front straightaway, and as I think he's led just about every single lap. No, he hasn't. The number 41, the Christopher Wheel. As we do have a yellow flag, and we're going to find out on who's on pit road and who's everywhere, and this looks like it's Hunter Rupp, the rookie, involved in it as William Schmidt slides in.
So multiple cars involved. Hunter Rupp in trouble. William Schmidt with a tough break. That's not a good way to end the season there for the 79. Let's take a look and see what happened. It looks like Liam was checking up right in front of Hunter and nowhere to go for some of these guys. You see Peter Kenny, Brandon Warwas will also get involved, and Hunter spins to the inside of the track, and I'm not sure if the 79 also got hit as well or what happened there, because he just came into the shot and he was plowing towards the 61. It looks like he may have gotten hit from behind, though.
Take a look at it again as the 61 got in trouble. Don't really know. There was contact before with that number 51 and 61, but we're gonna find out. I don't know if the 51 was aiming to go onto pit road, but boy, he checked up a ton. Yeah, he tried to go onto pit road, but unfortunately he missed it. And unfortunately, the 42 Peter Kenny, they jammed right in at a bad angle.
Yeah, and for some of those guys, it's not a good way to end off the season, especially for Peter Kenny, Brandon Warwas. They just want to end on a high note here, and both of them with pretty heavy damage. And not a good debut for Hunter Rupp either. He was running in the top half of the field until that miscue happened, so tough break for Hunter. Really wanted to see him do well tonight, but looks like that has come to a halt. Meanwhile, we see everybody is in for pit stops. This will be important for track position, especially for these final 4. They want to be as high as possible, especially if you're Charlie Bayer or Ryan Kendrick. You've held that position all day, and you want to be able to maintain it. So we'll see if any alternate strategies go through. 2 tires, 4 tires. We'll see what everybody chooses. And off of pit road, it looks like Logan Clampett will win that race. As we see, looks like Keaton Jones also comes out, and Derek Smith is going to gain a couple spots in the 10.
How about this, by a bit of a call right here, the number 3, Micah DeMaggio, staying himself out. Obviously, he can't make it all the way. I think he's just staying out to come in next time by. So the number 3, Micah DeMaggio, might have led a lap. I'm not sure, but he's looks like he's going to scoot himself onto pit road.
Looking him on the top of that scoring pylon, he did just lead a lap, but unfortunately, in the championship race, that will not award you a bonus point. But it's at least good for the statistics book, at least.
All right.
You see Brandon Sampson's also going to come in. Looks like DeMaggio may be continuing to stick with his strategy of laying back right now.
We're only 1/3 of the way through the race as we work on our first caution of tonight. Number 44, Logan Clampett, still leading it as of right now as the 81 chase sponsor on the backside of him. He was running, I think, 4th at the time of the caution. He's now scooted himself into 2nd.
It's like Chase Bonser is currently scored 2nd, so it looks like Keaton Jones is the proximity driver that didn't really have a good pit stop. You see, we have so many proximity cars on the track, it's kind of hard to tell exactly which one is which, but you see, great return for Chase Bonser right now. Currently running 2nd. Great effort right now. I don't know if Keaton Jones was I don't know, maybe overshot his box or was speeding or what, but currently back in 25th after running in the top 3 early in this race.
Us back here live as scoot ourselves to the front straightaway. I think we're gonna get the one to go signal. Indeed we do. So all these cars right in front of Logan Clampett in that number 44 will take the wave around. One of those drivers is that number 2, Mulrooney, who hit pit road at the time of the caution, unfortunately.
Yep, all that track position he had early is lost now. And same with Glenn Bundren. Just a total unfortunate break for him, as well as Shane DeManova in the 020. Casey Drake looks like he's in another truck who will be coming around to get that wave around. And a couple of Nova Sim racing machines as well.
Clampett will elect the inside for this restart. Go ahead and pull up the scoring pylon on the left-hand side of the screen. This scoring pylon will shuffle a ton in this restart, as that number 7 of Charlie Byer will lead the championship 4, as the pace car is going to scoot itself down onto pit road. Logan Clampett will lead the field to the green. The 7 of Charlie Byer is leading the championship.
Yep, Chase Bonser kind of stacks up that outside line. Not a very good restart for him, but he will be able to get down to the inside to maintain second. You see Derek Smith and Christopher Weiler side by side behind for third, and Byer able to get clear for fifth.
Ryan Kendrick was aiming to take it 3 wide right on the front straightaway, but you see there the 41 got real tight. It's going to jam with the high side. Everybody snaking around that number 41. I don't know what happened to him in 1 and 2, but got fairly tight. Trying to fend off the 67 of Sean Leisure and the number 20 Andy McDowell. McDowell is just about bump drafting that 67 as they work themselves to the front straightaway. The 7 of Byer, though, is keeping himself up front of all this mess, but he's getting attacked by the 41, and here comes the 65 of Ryan Kendrick.
Yep, both of them on the outside line, so neither of them are really at an advantage right now, but Charlie Byer's going to get passed up for fourth, but that's not really going to hurt him. What really will hurt him is if he gets passed there by Ryan Kendrick, who looks like is on Evo Simsport now. You see he is running an Evo Simsport paint scheme.
There is a mess from looks like 7th on back as all these drivers file in to get position, but Logan Clampett in the meantime has checked out to a half a second lead as they're just nearly close there for second place. The 81 of Chase Bonser, the 66 of Derek M. Smith, they want to duke it out hand in hand, but down the back straightaway, oh boy, all bets are off on who's going to come out where, as the 65 of Ryan Kendrick has now finally found himself to the backside of that number 7. It's Charlie Byer, and he could just taste the championship from his rear end.
Yep, but he's got to get around that 7 for that championship, but we still have a long way to go. We're coming right now, 38 laps to go on the track right now, so we got a long race to go. We're not even halfway, but these guys are showing just how much they want this championship, especially these 2 rookies. Up front, Logan Clampett pulling away now from Chase Bonser in second, who is just, again, having a great return this series right now, running second place.
Kendrick shut the door on the 67 just so the 7 can duke it out with himself. And here we go into turns 1 and 2. It looks like the 65 not going to elect to drive it into the corner. Man, Kendrick got tight, and here comes Leisure yet again. And look at that, right behind the number 90, and Malachi Drake is in tow.
Man, where did he come from? All of a sudden, he's going to be up in this championship battle real quick. As you see him, he's going to the outside now of Sean Leisure, maybe going to try and take away the 7th spot.
Couldn't do it. The 65 of Leisure's given that number 90 a bit of a headache as of right now. If Leisure wasn't in the way, I'm pretty sure the 90 wouldn't have a headache. You know, just non-chasers just getting in the way of all these championship 4. As of right now, the 7 of Charlie Byer has put himself in a position to win this championship, and he's up front of that 65.
Yeah, one point I do want to make, though, these guys are here to race. They're not here to, just sit by while these guys race. But, of course, if you're Sean Leisure, you give a little bit more consideration to a guy running for a championship than a guy who's, 35th in points, So it just depends on who you're racing, but of course, we're here to race, not to sit idly by.
Logan Clampett is just running away with this lead. Now up to 0.8 over that number 81, a Chase Bonser, who's now under attack from the 66 of Derek M. Smith. To find out who's going to come out up top of this second place battle as the 81, Chase Bonser. Honestly, the first time I've seen Derek M. Smith with a bit of a challenge here. Let's get himself now down the back straightaway. Smith, so dominant in the Cup Series.
Yeah, and he's showing right now just how bad that elimination was last week. Just how tough of a break it was, of course. We thought he was easily going to advance, and all of a sudden, he's involved in a big crash at Darlington, and we don't even get to see him have a shot to run for his championship. So he could be the points championship leader right now, but unfortunately, he didn't advance from last week, which was just a tough, tough ending.
Yeah, and that just opened up the door for the 7, the 65 to go ahead and pounce and advance forward as the man who is basically the man to beat this whole entire season gets eliminated. We basically have an even battle here for the championship, minus Demaga, who's all the way riled back in 36th place, about to get, he actually did get lapped, I think.
Yeah, that's not the run that he wanted right now, and unfortunately, his day is just going downhill real quick. But a long way to go, a lot could still happen, so not over yet for Michael, but not really what he wants to see right now. Fire and Fifth hanging on to that championship lead right now.
So,
He's driving for a team that just formed around halfway through the season, and man, they have just come on strong the past couple months.
Oh!
And we almost had an incident there. Marshall Ryder just got way up the track. They may be 3 wide off the corner. Here comes Dylan Basin trying to make up some spots down the back straightaway.
Yeah, this is a fight where it looks like the 83 of Joe Burgee, Dylan Basin is in this mix as well. The 75 Marshall Ryder, who just ran over that number 83 just about as they scoot themselves into 3 and 4. You see the 5, Matthew McDonald is also up here in this mix. The 77 Keaton Jones, who might have gotten a black flag that last pit cycle. He's all the way riled back in 19th place, so 77 a long ways to go. As you see there, the 54 of Grayson Trexler had to check up. Nearly wreck.
Yeah, these guys are given a lot of room to these drivers around here. They don't want to mess up right in front of a championship contender here. So, of course, everybody minding their P's and Q's out here as we have just crossed halfway. A couple laps ago. But Logan Clampett has now put that lead out to about 1.5 seconds. So, pure domination right now from Logan Clampett. That's about what we expected from a
Yellow flag is out.
NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series driver. We have a second caution of the night. Has just come out.
Looks like it's gonna
Trouble in
happen.
the field.
I don't know where it really happened, honestly, as they scoot themselves down to pace car speed. I saw the 50 of Derek Newsom was slow all the way to the access road. I don't know if that was the cause of the caution, and looks like it looks to be it. And it does involve the number 9 and Nick Miller, unfortunately. And Miller, oh boy, looks like Derek was, he was just trying to go low of William Schmidt and make contact. The 50 goes up the track and spins out in 1. Take a look at it again. As the 9 of Miller. The 79 of William Schmidt was fairly slow. Looks like the 50.
Yeah, it looks like he just got kind of pinballed behind the number 79 there, and he wanted to move over, but Nick Miller was not giving him room, and unfortunately, that contact will bring out the second caution tonight as Derek Newsom goes spinning into the infield. But now, pit stops for the second time today, of course. This was right around the window, so This will be also a very important
What
pit
in the
stop.
world? The 7 to Charlie Byer just got lapped. I
Huh?
don't know if he hit pit road, but he's on pit road. That number 7 is.
Whoa.
I don't know if he hit pit road during caution. I guess he just
Let me
screwed himself
rewind.
on down in.
What is going on with the 7?
Wow.
From the championship lead.
Blew up? What?
Are you kidding? Did he just... He blew a motor?
What?
Yep. From the championship lead, Charlie Byer expires an engine, it looks like, and that will be the end.
How?
Are you kidding me? Wow. You really got to feel for some of these guys.
How did he blow up? That's just so
You
bizarre.
you don't want to see it end like that for somebody, especially a championship contender. Oh my.
Wow.
First big domino tonight has fallen. And unfortunately,
That's unreal.
looks like Charlie Byer's chances are over. After looking to be the truck that was in the best position to pick up this championship, it's going to come a little short after an engine failure.
Man, he picked up 3 wins this whole season, and that's bizarre. I've never heard of an engine expiring so suddenly. I don't know if he like shifted or money shifted or something like that, but 7 obviously looks damageless. That's unreal. I can't believe it. Now that in turn will hand the championship lead over to the 65 at Ryan Kendrick then. That's what he did.
Yep, Monty shifted it. Shifted down too early and blew out the motor as he was shifting down for the caution.
Oh no.
That has to hurt really bad.
Wow.
Ryan Kendrick, Malachi Drake did not want to see it end for a fellow championship contender like that it has now for Charlie. But man, you gotta be feeling for Darius Rezadadgar too. He thought he was going to see his team driver pick up a championship tonight, and unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
I
See
can't
a little bit
believe
of playing around under caution here. You just saw Chase Monster get a little rear-ended by Sean Leisure. I don't know if that was just playing around under caution, but those guys both making their returns to the series, running pretty well up in the top 10.
In the meantime, the 44 Logan Clampett will lead it to the green, and oh no, that hurts. That honestly hurts for the it hurts for the 7.
Pretty speechless.
I'm speechless as well. I can't believe it.
Well, that opens the door for these other 3 drivers, Michael Maggio, Ryan Kendrick, and Malachi Drake, to possibly take this championship away. As we see, is the caution being extended here? Or is that a little thing on the scoreboard there? All right, well, iSCAR will be in this time, and Logan Clampett will lead him to the restart.
Green flag is out. Green flag. Clampett gets on the throttle early and he pulls himself away at it looks like a car length. As the 41, Christopher tries to sneak himself to the backside of that number 44, and not going to happen there as the 44 Clampett got a nice restart, pulled himself by 2 truck lengths, themselves down the back straightaway. It looks like the top 10 all singling out as the 65 Ryan Kendrick is still, looks like, I mean, not still, but he's now in the championship lead.
Yep, Malachi Drake is a couple cars behind, not letting Ryan get away right now, but he needs to gain a little bit more track position to be able to get to Ryan Kendrick and possibly make a run for this championship.
Just gets himself into 3, I mean, not 3 and 4, 1 and 2. Looks like Kendrick wants to pick up a couple more positions. Want to nose down under the number 67 of Sean Leisure, who's honestly improved this whole entire season. That number 65, even though he's not run a lot of races, that number 67. 4,000 I rating now. Fairly surprised to see that. I remember when he was only 3,000 I rating. Now in the 4K range.
Yep, he almost puts the bumper there to chase Bonser, as that is a battle for 4th. And these two are making a statement saying, we're back and we're running good here. As you see, Ryan Kendrick right behind those two.
All eyes up front as the 44 Clampett goes ahead and it's floating away from that number 41. And I think we're coming up on, looks like 22 laps to go. Only 2 cautions for this whole entire race. We're looking to go pretty much green yet again. I don't know how long they could last on this run. I think they can make it all the way, but if they can't, it's going to be close as, man.
Yeah, I was going to say we just hit 21 to go, which is around this window for making it to the end, so...
Right.
I think they have to make another pit stop.
Right.
Of course, I'm not too sure if you can go what looks to be 27 laps on a tank of gas. Michael Maggio trying to make his way up to the field and make a run, but he's got a long way to go. Goes to the inside of Patterson. It looks like Patterson's going to give him enough room. And Maggio looks like he might be going by for the spot, but it looks like Patterson actually, even though he's given room, he's able to drive it on the outside and maybe defend that spot.
65 and Kendrick gets himself in a 1 and 2, as well as the 26. I mean, not the 26. Trying to find where Malachi Drake is. There he is, the number 90 of Malachi Drake. I don't know why I'm pointing the camera at the 26, but Malachi sitting in 9th, Kendrick in 6th. If these people do have to pit at least one more time, with this run being just about as big as this fuel run, I'd honestly expect some of these drivers to come down halfway and just take on 2 tires.
Yeah, we've seen that strategy work out before. Nick Miller knows how to get that done, but unfortunately Nick Miller not really in a position to do that now. But we'll see if anybody else is going to deploy that strategy. Obviously, this final pit stop, if it happens under green, super important for these championship contenders to get it right.
Right, and
they cannot mess up.
Right. Unless a caution comes out, that'll totally change the game, and all these drivers will hit pit road. But with just only 10 laps on their tires, I'd expect some 2-tire calls, honestly. If we do get a caution now, we'll get a restart with around 13 laps to go. 2 tires, honestly, seems viable, but I'm not sure.
Kendrick looks to be in good position here to get away from Malachi Drake, who is right now his closest opposition in the championship, who has just fallen back another spot. As you see, Liam Sheehan has just gone by.
Yeah, it seems as though the number 90 at Malachi, he's slowly starting to fade away. As he's getting swamped by all these non-chasers now in a Liam Sheehan, Jackson Hartman sandwich. The 90 sort of fading just about, just a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saving tires or if he's just falling off a little bit on speed, but obviously, even if he does come up short in this championship, a great season, great effort for Malachi, even though he didn't pick up any wins. Very consistent, and they reward him here. Oh, near contact right up there, but it looks like the 20 is going to fall right behind the 26. Mason will pick up a spot. He's been charging through this field.
Yeah, definitely. We'll take a look at his statistics right now. He started himself in 11th place, now up to 8th. Now it's time to perform. He usually shows up during these end of these races, as now he's slowly working himself into that top 5 area. William Schmidt just moving himself out of the way currently. Multiple laps down, unfortunately. Don't know what happened to him, but
he got involved in the wreck.
Oh yeah, that's right. He got involved in that front stretch wreck. Mason running 7th, but it's like half a second back of where Brian Kendrick is.
Question will be, what time will these guys make their pit stops to make it to the end on gas? I don't think they'll be able to make it all the way, so we'll have to see what laps these guys will choose to pit.
I'd honestly expect some of these drivers to pit, I'd say halfway of this run. So by the looks of it, if we do calculate this right, they took the green with just 14 laps
we're
ago.
at-
So yeah, we're halfway. If there's a time to hit pit road, it's now, and we'll see who slides himself on in. Who takes the gamble? There's
Eric
one of them.
Eric Smith is in. Will anybody join him? You see a car just got in the wall up there. Looks like they may be able to keep it straight.
He can't have a caution, though. They are 3
Oh,
wide
yeah.
as Joe Burgee shoves himself to the low side of that number 77. Oh, my gosh. Burgee slid up off the corner and just about washed up. As you see, the 26, Dylan Basin, looks like he just recently hit pit road.
Yep, so obviously some of these guys have pit early. But I feel like it is the time now to pit. And if you're Michael DiMaggio, I feel like this is the lap. You have to pit soon here.
Right. Or DiMaggio
Doesn't
also
hurt.
has the option to stay himself out. And
Save
maybe,
gas.
yeah, save gas. And looks like the 3 is fairly
He might
slow.
be
He
doing
might
it.
be.
You see Derek Newsom gave a little bit of rear end there, but looks like he will go to the inside and make that pass. If the 3 pulls this off, oh my goodness. I'll be in shock. But it looks like this may be what he is committing to here.
Right, and he doesn't have to fight for the win. All he has to fight out for is looks like a 4th place spot over that number 65, Orion Kendrick. So with the 3 close on fuel, and looks like he's pulling conservative mode, all he has to do is just stay himself out and save as much gas as he can.
See Kendrick goes to the inside. Liam Sheen will take that 3rd spot away.
More people hitting pit
Kendrick
road.
really taking the low line there as you see cars coming in.
These people are scattered literally left and right. I hope they don't collide and cause a caution. You see there the 96, Brandon Sampson. Man, he got a huge run, and even a bigger run by that number 26, the Dylan Basin, who wants to split the middle, and he does. And of course, that number 26 on newer tires, just trying to make some headway and as much track position as it can. Pull himself ahead. More contenders hitting pit road.
I just saw a car coming way from the top. He is smoking the tires right there. That was a close call right there for some of the guys that were behind him. Looks like that's Matthew McDonald that was the one smoking the tires in. You see Kendrick is in for a pit stop. Let's see if he can nail this down and hit his marks here in the pits.
Scoots himself on in. Will it be a 4-tire call? Will it be a 2-tire call? Or will it be just fuel only? Looks like that number 65 is going to elect on with 2. And where will he come out? Looks like the 65 does elect with 2 tires. He is in and out with just 9.23 seconds on the clock.
Yep, very quick pit stop, and now let's hope he wasn't speeding as Clampett puts him a lap down. He is stretching it too. Fairly surprised here at what he's doing.
And where did the 65 come out? Looks like the 65 is currently sitting all the way back in 22nd place. And you see there, the 3 of DiMaggio is just trying to stretch it on fuel. And he's currently in front of that 65. Trying to stretch it.
Up
7
front,
laps to go.
Logan Clampett. I don't know if he's trying to stretch it. Obviously, he knows how to get that done too. But
Right.
I don't know if he's going to be planning to pit here soon or what. But I'm surprised to see him stay out this long in this run.
And when you have nothing to lose, looks like the 44
Yeah.
is actually saving. Yeah, you hear it.
Wow.
He is.
So even though he would have been in the best position to maybe win this race on speed, he's going to try and pull it off a different way here.
He's done it before. Flashback in the Xfinity Series in Season number 2 at Las Vegas. He ran out of fuel coming to the start-finish line, pulling off a fuel gamble. Here he is yet again in the same position, and he's trying to save as much as he can to pull it all the way to the checkered flag. There's the 3 of DiMaggio. Trying to keep himself out on the track, and we still have so many cars out on track. One of those people who are also trying to take that gamble to stay out as long as it can is that number 90 and Malachi Drake. But will he run out on the white? We'll have to find out as Joe Berge and the 98 of Brandon Sampson. They are flying by this number 90. Oh my goodness, this is so hectic as Joe pulls the block in the looks like the 95.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy that causes a caution that changes this championship picture completely. If a caution were to come out now, oh boy, Ryan Kendrick would be in trouble. He is still a lap down to the leader, which is Logan Clampett right now, as we see 5 laps to go. Can these guys stretch it? As we got tight racing here. Joe Berge pushed up the track, almost got into the 96, as they single file it out off of turn number 4.
These people
Liam
are
Sheen
scattered
is real
everywhere.
slow.
Oh!
Oh, guys, watch out.
Oh gosh, it's so close. 4 laps to go as Clampett's trying to stretch it all the way, as well as the number 90. Oh my gosh, through the middle! Wow, what a move!
What the heck?
That was the 95 of Jackson Hartman making themselves through as Clampett yet again trying to stretch the field all the way. Oh my goodness.
Where's
We
Malachi
have-
Drake?
Yeah, where's Malachi Drake?
Looks like he's currently running 10th right now. Let's see. Miller just passed him up, but he's still out front of all these championship contenders. We're coming.
3 laps to go.
Yeah, we're going to be coming around 2 laps to go this next time by. Holy cow, if Malachi Drake could pull this off.
That'll be a shocker.
Wow, unbelievable.
Malachi again trying to
Super
stretch it
slow
all the
right
way.
now on the track. But he's got such a buffer on these guys that I don't think it really matters how much time he gives up here. Still got a huge lead over the 3 of DeMaggio. And he's got a whole lap on Ryan Kendrick. Actually, now looks like Kendrick has unlapped himself. He is on the charge now. Let's see where he is on the track.
There he is.
Coming off 2. And where's Malachi right here? Looks like
There's
9th place.
DeMaggio.
Oh, DeMaggio may come up short here.
And there's Malachi. Honestly, the 3...
Watch out, Keaton.
Oh, Keaton into the
In
wall.
the wall.
Malachi again, he's trying to stretch it all the way to win this championship as the leader scoots himself to the front straightaway. White flag for Logan Clampett in the finale of the Homestead race. All
very
eyes are on the
dominant.
90.
Yep, very dominant. Out here, Logan Clampett's going to lead almost every lap as he comes off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Aaron Maroney is reeling him in within a second of him. He's pushing right now. Logan Clampett may get a little bit of a charge here before this is over, but I think Logan Clampett has saved enough gas to pull this off. Coming off 4, Logan Clampett will come to the start-finish line. He'll win here at Homestead. And where's
the
Malachi
90?
Drake?
There he is,
He's
and the number
slowing.
90. He's slowing. There's multiple people out of fuel. Did he save enough, though, to keep himself ahead? He's slowing.
go.
Liam Sheehan is out. But looks like Shandon
Malachi
Mantle is
Drake
out as
will win the
well.
championship, folks. Malachi Drake coming to the checkered flag will be your Season 3 champion in the Truck Series.
Wow!
Heck yeah!
What a great strategy call by that number 90 to stay himself out and put himself in position, and he picks up the championship prize here tonight. The 90 of Malachi Drake wins here at Homestead. Unbelievable!
What a call! That beats Glenn Bundren's winning call at Auto Club. Wow! Congratulations
Unbelievable.
to that entire Miller Motorsports team, the 90 truck. We hadn't really talked about a lot all season, but now he will come around to be a champion here at iSCAR. Unreal! I can't believe this. This is an amazing finish here to end, but you got to feel for Ryan Kendrick. Came up so close, made that pit stop, and unfortunately it's going to cost him a championship here. Also, Michael DeMaggio, with a good effort, will come up short. But Logan Clampett saves enough fuel to win here tonight at Homestead. A dominating run, and he will be able to save enough gas and get a win. So great run for Logan. But here is the story right here. Malachi Drake, with an improbable call to stay out and save enough gas, will take this checkered flag as the champion here in the iSCAR JPGS Track Graphics Design Series.
Unreal. I am speechless. What a call by that number 90 to stay himself out. Also, if that 90 did run out, that number 3 of Michael DeMaggio finished ahead of that number 65 of Ryan Kendrick. Michael DeMaggio is going to be in second in championship standings. So, what a run by that number 3 of Michael DeMaggio. We haven't even talked about him, and he's going to be second in points. But the 90 of Malachi Drake is your champion here tonight. What a win for that number 90. Wow. We'll be right back right after this. So we're going to go ahead and go over results once we come back for a commercial break. You're watching the iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series Homestead 100 here at Homestead, Miami. If you're now just joining us here for tonight, we welcome you here back live for the iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series. Just ended out 67 laps, and on top of the pylon is that number 44, Logan Clampett. We'll go ahead and slide him into the booth in here in just a moment, but the story is all about that number 90, Malachi Drake, who picked up the championship. Congratulations to him. We'll go ahead and drag him into the booth here in just moments, but that number 44, Logan Clampett, we're going to go ahead and scoot him on in. And he started himself on top, and Clampett, my dude, been a while since you've been in iSCAR, and looks like you're coming up top.
Yeah, since it was the last race, I decided to sign up and have some fun there. It was even more fun since it was a little fuel strategy race towards the end there. That was a really fun race.
Yeah, definitely, man. I heard the engine turn off in the middle of the corner. And I was like, "Is Clampett saving?" And yes, you were. How much did you have to save during that final run?
Quite a bit. I remember it was like 12 to go or something, or whenever Wheel, like 2 laps before Wheel pitted, I looked at my gas and I was like half a lap to the good, and that usually means like, oh, that's gonna keep going down. Like maybe like I was a lap short, lap and a half, 2 laps or something like that. And when Wheel pitted, I started clutching just hardcore since Liam and those guys were about 5 seconds back. So, and then at the line, I finished with, I think, a quarter of a lap left. So I saved just enough for Aaron to be like 7 tenths behind me.
Yeah, not the first time he pulled this out. Flashback iSCAR Xfinity Series at Las Vegas. You ran out of fuel coming to the wire and you finished up top. You do it again here tonight at Homestead, man. Of course, it's been a while since you've been in iSCAR Victory Lane. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good. If races like these happen like every so often, where it's not a lot of cautions and stuff like that, then maybe I'll race more. This race was really good. It was a lot of fun actually, but usually the races I race in usually have a lot of cautions, and usually I just quit. But if races went like this, then I'd race more often.
All right, looking forward to seeing you again out on the track. Logan Clampett going to round himself on top. But before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here for tonight?
Just thank you guys for streaming and putting on the league.
All right, 10-4. Logan Clampett going to round himself out on top after starting on the top. Congratulations, man. We'll go ahead and see you coming to your next race. That was Logan Clampett in the number 44, and we're going to go ahead and scoot ourselves down to our championship. To our champion here for tonight. Doc, why don't you go ahead and do the honors and interview our champion?
Yep, Malachi Drake, you got a copy?
I got you.
Man, what a call to stay out. Finish 7th, but the most important thing is you come out as this season's champion. Just talk about what you were feeling those final 10 laps saving gas.
Well, I honestly didn't think I was going to make it, but I knew that I was just a little bit slower than Ryan, and I knew that if I pitted, I was just going to follow him around the track the whole time, so I just went out on the limb and hoped I could save enough, and I ran out coming out of 4 on the final lap, so just barely had enough left to get it done, but that was really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, all of us here in the booth were just super anxious to see what would happen here at the end of this one, but man, what a job. You came in as one of the underdogs in this, and you'll come out on top as a champion. You got any sponsors or teams you want to thank?
Just want to thank my team, Miller and / Webster Motorsports. We were all kind of looking at fuel and strategy there at the end, and some of us went one way and some of us went the other, and I'm just glad that we discussed it. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have made that choice. So I really thank them for helping me out there.
Yeah, I'd heard you at your team telling you, save enough. This is your only shot to get to the end. So just congratulations on a solid season, and of course, picking up the championship here tonight has to be really good for your confidence.
Yeah, it does. I know that this season I really never had race winning speed. My main goal was just if I knew I could just be consistent and avoid trouble and wrecks, that I could get myself into a position to kind of pull a Matt Crafton and win a championship without any wins. So, and it worked out. Things just kind of worked out my favors, and sometimes it's all that you need in racing is a little bit of luck.
Yep, man. I'm just so happy for you. All right. Good luck in the Cup Series championship race, which is tomorrow. You're also in that Final Four, so maybe you could pick up 2 of them this weekend.
I don't know about that. Connor Brandon and Derek Smith are really fast. I think it's going to be between them 2, but you never know.
Yep. Always good to have confidence. Well, congrats on your championship, and we look forward to see you the rest of this weekend and in the Summer Series as well.
All right. Thank you.
That was Malachi Drake in the number 90, your champion. After 67 laps, we're going to go ahead and drag in the person who finished second in the championship standings, and we scroll all the way back to 19th place. Michael, you weren't in the picture, but hey, man, you're coming out here second in championship standings. What does it feel, man?
Kind of relief. Didn't really have much speed all year, so just happy I made it all the way this far and survived.
Yeah,
Kind of hoping Malachi pitted so I could get the lucky break, but third time I finished second in the championship.
yeah, man. Yet again, coming second. Yeah, you said 3 times already?
Yes, Season 1 Xfinity, the Chris Nosowski, the Street Stock League. Street Stock one, I think it was to Michael Bianchini, and then this one to Malachi.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely heartbreaking for you, of course. Of course, how'd your race go overall for you? You were in that championship picture, but here you are suddenly sitting second in points.
It was okay the first half. Like, I went to the back to survive, thinking there'll be more wrecks, and then on one of the restarts, I hit the gas, and it just, like, I guess I was on the end of the apron to where the pit lane entry is, and it, like, spun me and whipped me into the pit lane, but the yellow came out before Logan lapped me. So I got lucky there, and then I just realized, like, fuel was getting low, because I didn't pit at the one to go, and I made it, like, right at the line. So I just wish Malachi pitted, because then I would have had it. Because Kendrick was behind me.
Yeah, definitely, man. If there was one more lap, Malachi was already running out of fuel coming off of turn number 4. And you would have been on top, man. It was so close, but unfortunately, so far, I guess. And you're going to round yourself out here in 19th. Got any sponsors to thank you for tonight?
Yes, got Splash and Go Graphics for this wonderful paint job, Trey Shuttlesworth Photography, Graham Crackard, and All Sir Garage Doors and Openers. And I'd like to thank my team for helping me throughout the year.
Alright, man. 10-4. Michael Maggie going to round himself out in 19th place, round himself out second in the championship standings. Go ahead and see you coming to your next race, man.
Thanks.
Gonna scroll all the way back to the 65 of Ryan Kendrick. And Dog will go ahead and take this one.
Ryan Kendrick, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, just a tough ending for your championship. It looked like you were in the position to have it done.
Yeah. We were going to be able to make it on fuel. I knew it was going to be close.
Me
And like
neither.
yeah. Like Malachi said, like talking about fuel and stuff. And Casey would like tell us like how many laps we would have to make it to the end. And I was under that, and I think Malachi was too. But I guess he just kept saving all the way through, and yeah, he pulled it off.
Yeah, if there's any silver line that does come out of this, though, you have 2 other championships that you can be able to go for tomorrow and on Sunday. So good luck in both of those, man. The only driver ever in iSCAR to make all 3 Final Fours. So incredible.
Hopefully, like I'm not in them for no reason, and I can win one of them since I'm in all 3. So that'd be nice.
Yep, you got any sponsors or teammates you want to thank for tonight's, unfortunately, 3rd place in the championship effort here?
Yeah, everyone at Webster or Miller Motorsports, and congrats to Malachi for winning it. I think we've won every championship so far. And
That's right.
Evo Sim Sports, and you guys for broadcasting.
All right, man. Thank you, and good luck next 2 days.
That's Ryan Kendrick in the number 65. We're going to go ahead and slide into the booth. The man who DNF'd, unfortunately, all the way back in 38th place with some sort of mechanical... Oh, excuse me. Some sort of mechanical failure in that number 7, unfortunately. Hey, Buyer, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Oh, no, man. Well, we look one way and we look the other, and suddenly you're on pit road. What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I just frustrated that the caution came out, and I knocked the car out of gear. So yeah, it's the end of it. It's more of a painful fact knowing that, everything was going our way, and we got by Kendrick there, and yeah, everything was going our way, and that's the end of it. So.
Yeah, man. Obviously, unfortunate, of course. You were leading the championship standings before that caution flew. How did the truck had to feel great though?
Yeah, I felt like we had a really good long run car. I felt like early in the run we were able to save our tires better than some of the other championship guys. So I managed to get by Kendrick, and I was happy. I was really happy with where I was, and I thought I had a really good shot to win it all. But that's just the way it is.
What can you reflect off of tonight's this season as a whole after tonight's race?
I had a lot of fun this season. I came in here as a rookie, not really wanting to run for a championship, and I made a lot of friends here. So it's been a fun season. So I'm excited to do the summer season and then run with 408 again in the fall. So.
All right, man. 10-4, Charlie. Before we let you go, any sponsors you want to take here for tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank 408 Racing for picking me up halfway through the season. I was teamless for a while, and they picked me up, so it's cool. We'll reflect. We'll take a few month break, and then we'll try again in November.
10-4, man. Charlie Byer gonna round himself out 38th after starting in 18th. Good luck next season, man.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You gotta just feel for him.
Definitely, man. You could just hear it in his voice, the amount of disappointment. That hurts. Obviously, coming in here, you're leading, you're in great position, and of course, the most unfortunate type of thing, honestly, I guess money shifting was the story for that number 7. Yeah, just coming up short. That hurts. That honestly hurts.
Yep. Well, let's get a couple of our top finishers an interview here.
Go actually, hold up. I want to take a look at the results before we go over that, but go ahead. There it is, the results panel. Results after 67 laps. Obviously, Logan Clampett coming out on top. Aaron Mulrooney in 2nd place. Mitch Hobbs coming in 3rd. Ryan Kwan in 4th. Nick Miller, who got involved in 2 wrecks, coming out 5th. Brandon Sampson, Malachi Drake, Eloa Hankins, Glenn Bundren, Scott Yost rounds out the top 10. Derek Newsom, Christopher Liam Sheen, Sean Leisure, Chase Bonster, Shane DeMantova, Brazen Collins, Andy McDowell, Michael DeMaggio, Ryan Kendrick.
Yep, Dylan Basin will round himself out in 21st tonight. The final car on the lead, that was Grayson Trexler, who ends up 22nd. Peter Kenny, Jackson Hartman, Garrett Hasser, 23rd to 25th tonight. Marshall Ryder ends up 26th. Josh Patterson, 27th. So not a very good night for Nova Sim Racing, but they can re-rack and get it done the next 2 days. We've also got Casey Drake, who ends up 28th tonight. Joe Berge, 29th. And William Schmidt, after that early incident, 30th. Then Keaton Jones will finish 31st after a strong early run, just got caught up in a bunch of trouble. Matthew McDonald will finish 32nd. James Youngman 33rd after starting from the pits. Then you got Derek Smith 34th, 13 laps down. Looks like some of these guys DNF. Brandon Warwas, Michael Bianchini, Michael Kenner. Of course, Charlie Byer with a tough engine failure there in 38th. Ends his championship run. Kenneth Bueno 39th after an internet issue, so that's unfortunate after a strong early run. And David B. Smith will end up 40th. And then the final 3, Hunter Rupp, hopeful for a good debut, was running pretty well until that incident with Liam Sheen and others. Cade McKee in 42nd. And Jackson Menchie did not start tonight's race. He'll end up in 43rd position.
All right, we'll go ahead and drag in our next interviewee. Looks to be as though it's the 020.
Nope, it's a 2-car of Aaron Mulrooney, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, I guess. There he is. We'll go ahead and drag him into the booth. And that number 2 of Aaron Mulrooney will round himself out in 2nd place after starting in 3rd. Hey, Aaron, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Zeke.
Hey, man, you finished out 2nd here tonight, just short of the win to Logan Clampett. You were coming fast, but unfortunately, you just came up short. Of course, both of you guys were close there on fuel. What made the difference there in the end, though?
Yeah, first off, I just want to say congratulations to Logan Clampett for winning the race, and I also want to say congratulations to my teammate Malachi Drake for winning the championship. It was definitely well earned throughout the season. I mean, basically, in the end of the race, you know, we got on a long green flag run, and we basically had around 21 laps of fuel, I believe, in the tank every pit stop. So it was basically just coming down to, you know, who could conserve their fuel the most, you know, still keep up that pace. And fortunately for us, we were able to work our way through the field, you know, getting a couple positions by people pitting and just, you know, be there at the end by conserving fuel.
Yeah, 10-4, man. How'd you conserve as much fuel as you did to have a chance at the shot? Had a shot there toward the end of tonight's race.
Well, actually, initially, I decided to start saving fuel under caution, which was kind of sort of like helping, you know, get that initial amount to sort of be conserved. And, you know, I was kind of pushing a little bit, working through some cars, and then I was just looking at the lap counter, and it looked like we weren't going to have a caution, so I just started saving with probably about, my guess is I want to say 15 to like 10 to go, something around there. And yeah, I just basically just kind of worked my way through and just, you know, hoped there was going to be a caution.
Fortunately, there was none, and you round yourself out second here tonight. What you got to reflect off tonight's this whole truck season, man?
This truck season was pretty good. You know, there was some ups and downs to it. I liked it overall. I'm just getting ready for next season.
All right, man. 10-4. Aaron Mulrooney gonna round himself out in second. We'll go ahead and see you coming next season, man.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Number 2, and the next person into the booth goes to number 89, Mitch Hobbs, and Doug will go ahead and take that one.
Mitch Hobbs, you got a copy, brother?
Yes, I do.
Man, another great finish here in the truck season. You've been on a roll with some of these top 5s and 10s.
Oh, yeah. Tonight was definitely an exciting one. I looked with about 15 to go and saw we were about half a lap short on gas. I was starting to save a little more beforehand. And really, for the last 15 laps, I was just clutching it in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 3 and 4 starting about with 10 to go. And I kept on coming to the line, seeing that I was like right on the number, right on the number, right on the number. So I kept doing what I was doing and ran out, coming right to the line. It started sputtering just as I was crossing it. So, I mean, it's always incredible to get a 15th place car into the top 5, especially the top 3. So it was a great run. Finished the season where we started, P3.
Yep, tying your career best run. Just another sign that you've been improving all season. Of course, that 3rd place came at Daytona, but you've been racking off really good finishes at some of these tracks like Dover, Charlotte, and etc. So just a great season for you, especially as a rookie, one of the most surprising rookies of the season. So you got any sponsors or teams you want to thank for tonight's run? Obviously, another top 3.
I mean, I got to give a huge shout out to Derek Newsom, who with 10 to go told me how the fuel tracker actually works. So he basically just said, if you keep on doing what you're doing and you're on the number, then you should be able to make it to the end. And everyone I was running around, they were pushing early, they were saving late, and it ended up just being the consistent saving that got me into 3rd place. So thank you to them. Thanks for everyone that was helping me out this season, and thank you guys for running such a great league. I mean, it was a great season.
Yep, 10-4. Good luck next couple races if you're racing those as well, and
all right, thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you in the summer season, man.
Definitely.
That was Mitch Hobbs after another great finish.
We'll go ahead and scroll down the list to the number 9, and Nick Miller. Into the booth he goes. And Miller, you got a copy?
Sure.
Hey Miller, man, you got involved in a couple of wrecks there, but somehow you find yourself in 5th place. You gotta have a roller coaster of a day today.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty tight setup. Had to really back up the corner so he can make the corner. And then we kind of got tough luck. I pitted there, pulled a Glenn, pitted with coming to that 1 to go. A lot of us did in the back. And I saved from the start, which gave me the opportunity to push when everyone else was saving. So we really got a lot of positions in the like 3 or 4 laps probably. But then I saved too much. We could have got a P3 with Mitch running out at the line, but we just pushed it too late.
Yeah, with that damage, did that affect the handling of the race car?
I really didn't notice it. I didn't think it was too bad of damage. It's only like 20-ish seconds. which is surprising for a truck at this track. You'd think it'd kill you, but it really wasn't that bad. So, but I mean, I really didn't notice it because, like I said, I was saving since the start, so I was kind of going slow.
All right, man. 10-4. Nick Miller going to round himself out in 5th place. Before we let you go, any sponsor want to take care for tonight?
SPG, Sim Performance Groups, Miller Motorsports. Congrats to Clampett for winning, and of course, teammate Malachi Drake getting it done. Casey Drake with a phenomenal call. Let's get Casey Drake in the booth.
I
Casey
can't
Drake,
believe Charlie got
explain
banned.
it. Casey.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay, shut up. Casey, you idiot.
Oh, no.
Explain your pit. Explain the pits. Explain that.
Wait,
That was
what?
phenomenal. How you did that.
Your pit call.
Oh, my
Explain.
pit call? Well,
It was
so
amazing.
the computer told me that you couldn't make it. And halfway through the run, after everyone else pitted, it said I could, so I told him not to pit.
And phenomenal call right there by Casey. And it got our whole team like a good top 10, top 15. So, got to go for Casey. Good call there by Casey.
Yeah, finished 28th, jumped a couple spots up in the standings.
Oh, Casey was the sacrifice. He pitted, but
Oh.
he helped us. He helped Drake get the win, the championship.
All right, man. 10-4. Before we let you go, any sponsor want to take care for tonight?
You already said that.
Oh, shoot. I did.
Yeah.
All right, Miller. We'll go ahead and let you go. Yeah, thanks for coming into the booth.
Yeah, and Twitch.tv and NM7904 if you want better content.
All right. That's enough from him.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with thanking
Yeah.
your own self
Yeah.
with your Twitch channel. So, another interview done, and we'll see if we can take anybody else in for interviews here.
I'll go ahead and drag in one of the people I wanted to go ahead and drag the 020 Shane DeMantovo. Hey, DeMantovo, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Oh, I saw you run out in 3 and 4 or around that area, and I was like, oh, he's running out. And, of course, that was basically a whistle blow of all these drivers running out left and right. And you crossed the start-finish line in P16.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely disappointing. I could have saved more, but I was just like, why not? It's the last race of the season, so I just went all out. And I mean, we had 9th and then just ran out and got passed by a bunch of people.
Yeah, man. On that white flag, I guess you were getting passed. What was going through your mind?
Not much, really. I was just like, gotta make it to the end and hopefully get to top 15, but one spot short, which was unfortunate, but it's whatever.
All right, man. 10-4. Of course, one of your first races in iSCAR. How do you feel about after tonight?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And showed up late this season. Felt good. And yeah, I mean, I wrecked out a lot. So this is my first clean race. And I mean, hopefully coming back next year and go for a points run.
All right, man. 10-4. Shane DeMantovo is going to round himself out in 16th after starting at 31st. Before we let you go, any sponsor want to thank you for tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Evo SimSport, Seth Rawls, Raise Energy, Seth Rawls Design, and you guys for doing all this.
All right, man. 10-4. Shane DeMantovo is going to round himself up in 16th. We'll go ahead and see you coming on to your next race, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I think that'll be all here for tonight. Dog, what you think of tonight's race?
That's the best one I've ever been a part of. The best broadcast I've ever been a part of. Of course, with everything that happened, all the long green flag runs, we didn't know exactly who would be good on fuel, and in the end, Malachi Drake was able to stretch it and get himself a championship in the process. So, definitely the most fun I've ever had calling a race.
Yeah, definitely. That just builds up more excitement for the next upcoming races coming at the Cup Series as well as the Xfinity Series. Speaking of the Xfinity Series, that might be postponed just a slight as one of the Final Four contenders might not make the time slot. Of course, iSCAR will go ahead and adjust, and hopefully everybody will make it. Well, otherwise than that, man, it has been a great broadcast from all the way up to this point. I'm excited to see what we're going to see for this upcoming weekend. That being said, for the iSCAR JPG Graphics Truck Series, rounding out the Homestead 100, my name is Icarus.
I'm Benjamin White. Thank you guys for watching, and that was just an awesome race.
Definitely. We're looking forward to you for coming into the time slot at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for watching. This live stream is presented to you by MaxspeedTV. All live streaming content that is presented in this telecast is owned by MaxspeedTV, Rudy Cummings, and the entire crew of MSTV. This may not be rebroadcasted, retransmitted, and retelevised without written consent. Please enjoy today's broadcast.